The SEC only verified it is occurring. Hi, nice individuals. Shalom, financiers. I will present in this video the good, the terrible, and the ugly. I am going to discuss some things that some people could find quite frightening. So back off, unwind, avoid panic. Correct? Okay, doke. I'm going to provide a little update for those, folks that want an update or what the situation is before we delve into XRP and the dates we should be on lookout for. Thus, so far today, knock on wood, there are no sirens here where I live. There are not any ballistic missiles. Though it went somewhere else than where I reside, there was a barrage prior. I did so get, nonetheless, an alert, albeit it was for the whole nation. They are, therefore, all the FAMs in the bomb shelter at current moment. And therefore, if it seems like I'm speaking a little bit softly, it's because I left the door open. Thus, closing, it makes kind of a noise. Since it's like a quite hefty, robust door, I wanted no one to wake up. That's why some people find you to be a little bit silent or concerned, Avi. That is the reason for it. I am not freaking out or anything. It is natural for our lives here. Sadly, we are used to it already. That provides the update. Hopefully, like I have my phone right here. Hopefully, while I'm creating the video, we don't get any, alarms, and everything will turn out fantastic, correct? Right now, XRP is resting at $2.13, down negative 0.81% on the day. That is the good aspect then, correct? XRP is not down much today, since the market is holding thus far, and there is news that would have caused great disturbance. We'll get to that news right in a moment. Oh, you realize what? I neglected to ask you to crush that like button and to produce a lovely smile. Therefore, now is the time to do it if you haven't yet. And yet, about 105,000 area is Bitcoin, Ethereum at 2,500. So we left here with a 6%, Pepe, virtual down 6%, also some others. The market is thus somewhat strange right now, since, given the news that is emerging, one would expect that the market would be somewhat more sold off. Though we should find out what's going on, I believe that this could be a positive indication that the market is done with the sell-offs from this entire scenario. And part of my work here, and part of why I believe I should share these things with you, is because I know that social media algorithm could be pushing you particular things you might not be seeing, or mainstream media might not be reporting what's going on. I therefore want to let you know so you are aware of the current circumstances. Certainly, Israel thus did strike, affecting Iranian oil facilities. They strike natural gas facilities, so this might lead to a situation whereby gas prices start rising noticeably, oil prices start rising noticeably, and of course, it could have an impact on US inflation. That might influence the Fed's choice. It is arriving in 4 days. Right now, the odds indicate that it's a 99.1% chance of nothing happening. That is predicted generally, and a 1% virtually. Potential of really the Fed chairman raising interest rates. Now, given Israel's plight against Iran, may Fed behavior change? Perhaps, as they could be projecting, that this would influence inflation. But based on past Fed comments, I believe he won't be making decisions that might alter. So all this may be, let us say, solved in the next week or two. Thus, given something that might last 2 weeks, the Fed is not likely to drastically lower interest rates. Exactly. From what he said, then, I believe he would say they are worried, and would most likely discuss it in the following meeting. That's likely what will happen. Still, his remarks could influence what is happening there. Now, what may influence more? Based on these, Iran claims it would target US military bases in the Middle East in the next days. Now, should that start, the US begins to enter. Subsequently, more nations join in as well. Thus, ideally, let's hope it never happens. Correct? WWF, WW3. It's just like the WWE. It is all written. Correct? Oh, I regret it. You know, I didn't break the seal straight away. Though tragically, WWE is not real. People believing it to be genuine. Exactly. Enough films I have seen where the wrestlers themselves claim it's not true. We all know now that it's not genuine, even if, as a child, I hoped it was real. I hope I didn't shatter anyone's fantasy. I'm sorry if I did, but I don't incite anger in the comments. Of all the things I have been associated with and, where I live and what I have said and done, if I get cancelled, having fun. This is the state of affairs, guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, having fun. Hopefully it stays cool. With luck, everything comes out right. With luck, rocket misses my house. With luck, all of these things go through. Yes. We will thus be optimistic. Yes. We then would want to discuss the present state of affairs with the SEC. Fascinating. US banks are able to provide Bitcoin services nowadays. Every US bank can now offer Bitcoin services, according confirmed by SEC Commissioner Heston Price. Perhaps the full crypto onboarding of Wall Street is still under development. This is massive. Indeed, many businesses and many organizations did not want to deal with cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin, as the banks would tell them. They would tell them, we really cannot cope with this. We refuse it. And certain particular banks would follow this as well. They obtained unique rights, but today every bank may do it. Every bank is open, thus it will be really quite significant. And then we will see, going forward, what additional type of services the banks could be permitted to offer. However, I believe in the same way we are seeing crypto brokers attempt to go the other way. We will see banks attempt to also go crypto way and try to start providing crypto services also to their consumers. They are visiting banks in search of profits. Yes? The banks want you to apply for loans. They want you to engage in activities that, increase their profitability possibility. It will so be fascinating to observe how this turns out. This is therefore quite a benefit. As I indicated, both good and bad things are going to happen. We will have to watch how some things turn out entering Wednesday. That'll be fascinating. Also, purely XRP related, what are any particular dates we should be alert for this week? Grok asked here. So on June 16th, he returned this to me. The date is important since it relates to continuous Ripple against SEC lawsuit. The expected status report connected to the case could affect XRP's price. Perhaps so, we will see anything occurring tomorrow. Indeed. Not number. Today is already the 15th. So,